and
3.
2.
3.
3 is easy.
3 is easy.
3 is very easy.
Oh. Okay, we'll do 2.
Okay.
2.
2 is also easy.
All of the graphing are easy, but okay. So starting with the first page, number 2 is the very last thing in this. If these are already in y equals, you can also graph these in your calculator and double check where they intersect. For this one, you need to graph both. So for the first one, start at -1. Your slope is positive 1/2. So go up 1 to the right 2 as many times as possible. Down 1 to the left 2 as many times as possible. Connect your line through those points. Naima, do you have this review? So do you make sure you're writing this down? And then for the second one, same thing. Start at +2. Slope is 1/2. So again, up 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the left 2. Fill up your graph. If these two lines never intersect, what type of solution is that? No solution. Questions on that one? For number 4, you would need to solve both of these, get them both in slope-intercept form before anything else. So we can subtract the 8x. So I'm going to do that simultaneously to both. We have 3y equals -8x plus 12, and 3y equals -8x minus 9. Divide everything by 3. And graph them both. So for this first one, it would start at 4. The slope is negative, but I can't go up, so I'm going to go down 8 and to the right 3. And then for the bottom one, we're going to go start at -3 and go up 8 and to the left 3. These again do not intersect, so this again is no solution. If the lines do intersect, that would be one solution. You would write that solution as an ordered pair. If the lines lie on top of each other, so they intersect everywhere, that is infinitely many solutions. Questions on that one? On the next page, you have your substitution problems. The biggest thing with these is if it says solve by substitution, you should not be solving, by graphing or elimination. It says solve by elimination, we're not solving by substitution or graphing, and same thing with graphing. So make sure you're solving with whatever method it says. Word problems is fair game for all of them. Which ones do we want to see go over? And this goes to page 14 on the next page. We have 8, 12. If you have an equation where the variable is solved already, you just take that equation, put it in to the other one. If you don't, like number 8, find a variable that is either by itself or maybe it has a negative in front of it. Solve for that variable. So we would get rid of the negative, get rid of the 4y by subtracting it to the other side. So now we have an equation where the variable is by itself or solved. And we're going to take this equation and put it in for the x in the other. The arrows aren't necessary, but they help you use them. So we would rewrite this as 2 times negative 4y minus 3 minus 5y equals 7. And start solving for y. So distribute, combine like terms, solve for y, get y by itself, and divide. Once you find one of the variables, go back and put that into one of the equations, doesn't matter which one, and solve for the other variable. I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to solve for x. And then once you have your x and your y, you're going to put those together as an ordered pair. Questions all on that one. For 12, if you have 2 equations that are solved for the same variable, you're going to set them equal to each other. It does not matter which side the equations are on, as long as they're both set equal to each other. And then you're going to solve for x. How you do that, there are different ways to do that. I'm going to add 5x to both sides and get rid of 15. Isn't that 3? Is it what, 3? This?
No,
Where? Oh, this. Yeah, it's supposed to be 3, not 5. There we go. Thank you for catching that. Divide everything by 6. Put that x into one of the original equations, does not matter which one. Find your y. So let's say I use the first one. I would put negative 4 in for x and solve for y. And then put those two together in an ordered pair. So if it says solve by substitution, we should not be solving by elimination, even if it looks like a good elimination problem. Questions on 12.
Wait, how did you get 6?
We added 3 and 3. But I put 5 the first time because that was a mistake. the next page, you have elimination problems. Which of those do you have questions on? Want to see? Go over.
What did we get to do?
21,
15.
because that takes one that already has common coefficients and one that doesn't. Right? Remember that with elimination, your rules change. Now you're looking for common coefficients to eliminate. 15 does not have common coefficients. Doesn't matter which ones you eliminate first. If we wanted to get rid of our y's, we would need to multiply this entire equation by 6 or negative 6, doesn't matter. So that would change to 18x plus 6y equals negative, whatever that is. Yes, multiply this entire equation by 6.
Actually, in the 6 from the 6 block.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make these two have the same coefficient. So I multiplied it by 6 so that they would be similar.
So 31, 6, 5, 6.
Yes.
So you want one of them to have the same coefficient so we can substitute it?
So you can eliminate it.
Oh,
Okay. So now we have negative 6 and 6. It doesn't matter that they're both not the same sign. And then ask yourself, how would we eliminate? Either adding the whole thing or subtracting the whole thing. If you're not sure, put it in your calculator. I was doing this earlier. Negative 6 plus a negative 6 or negative 6 or negative 6 minus, oh, the second one wasn't negative, was it? It was positive. No, it was negative. Minus a negative 6. I put minus. But I feel like I did that wrong because one is positive and one is negative. Yeah, I made them both negative. That was my bad. To eliminate them, we would have had to add. So if I would have put in negative 6 plus 6, that would have gave us 0. My bad. So the y's would eliminate. Negative 4 plus 18 would be a positive 14. 0 plus a negative 126 would just be negative 126. If we divided that by 14, we get negative 9. And then you're going to take that and go back and put it in for one of the equations to find y. Let's say I put it in the first one. So we'd have negative 27 plus y equals negative 21. Add 27 to both sides. So negative 9, 6 would be our final answer. Questions on that one? That's what I should have done. Okay. For the other one, if you're looking for common coefficients, the y's have a negative and positive 2, so we don't have to change anything. We can eliminate, and again, if you're not sure, should we add or subtract? Negative 2 plus positive 2? Yes, no, not going to let me put the plus. Or negative 2 plus a and -2, that wouldn't eliminate them, so I can't subtract, I'd have to add. So x plus a -5 would be -4x, y's would cancel. 11 plus a -23 would be a -12. Divide and solve for x. Then put that back into one of your equations and find y. So we would subtract 3 and divide both sides by -2. This 3 is x, so we put 3 in for x. Other questions on 21? Yes. We're adding this entire thing, but x plus a -5. You would say 1 plus a -5. Right. On the word problems, which ones do we want to see, go over, have questions about? We can do 26. Okay. We'll say 25 is not even really a real word problem. It's just math in words. So just take what it says, write the equation. I don't even think you're going to see one like that on the quiz anyway. So for 24, circle, underline, highlight important things. Anytime you see numbers, those are usually important. So 2 chicken sandwiches, 3 bowls of vegetable soup, 4 16.50, 1 chicken sandwich, 3 bowls of vegetable soup, 4 9.50. Look at the question, because that's going to tell you your variable. It's going to tell you what you don't know. The variable represents what you don't know. The cost of a bowl of soup. So that's going to be one of your variables. Call it whatever you want. B, S, W, X, doesn't matter. And be specific when you define it. You also need to define your other variable, the other thing you don't know, which is the cost of the chicken sandwich. After you define your variables, use your numbers to write equation. 2 equations. If you are given 6 numbers, those are going to be written in the format ax plus by equals c, using all of your numbers and variables. So this would look like 2c plus 3b equals 1650, and then 1c plus 3b equals 950. How you solve it is really up to you. So if you want to solve by graphing, you have to change the variables to x and y, and then go from there. If you want to solve it by substitution, you have to get one of the variables by itself, and then go from there. Almost all of your word problems can be solved by elimination, though. Some are set up better for others, so just be on the lookout for that. This one is a good elimination problem because you already have common coefficients. So to eliminate those, I would subtract. So the b's would cancel. I'd have c equals 7. Make sure you put your label. If we're looking for cost, then your label would be dollars or cents. So for this one specifically, it asks us to find the cost of a bowl of soup, which is not what we have. So we still got to go back and find b. Sometimes it'll ask you to solve for both. Sometimes it won't. It depends. So you would put 7 back into one of your equations and solve. So we would subtract 7 and divide. Someone tell me what you get for B. You do get a decimal, yes. 83 cents. So 0.83 repeating. Think about what that would mean in terms of your problem. In this case, we wouldn't round. So you can put 0.83 dollars, or you can put 83 cents, either or. Just make sure your answer makes sense. We wouldn't put 0.83 repeating if we're looking for costs, because costs usually ends in 2 decimal places. Okay, questions on that one?
We have to put it like the X Y form, or would we just have to circle the B and the
Just circle the B and the C, or whatever your variables are. For 26, I'm going to help you set it up, but I'm not going to solve it because the solving part is not something new. It's the actual setting up piece that I think we're struggling with. So in 26, really all of this is not really important. Knowing that they went to the water slide and the Ferris wheel and they're getting their tickets stamped. That's important, but not enough to like underline it. This is like one of their tickets, like Joy's ticket, and this is like Paige's ticket. So the numbers we're going to use are here, the 3, and the 1770, and then the 2, the 3, and the 1555. Our variables are going to be used from these questions. How much does it cost to ride the Ferris wheel, and then to slide down the water slide? So I can call that F and W, W and S, X and Y, doesn't matter. So cost of Ferris wheel and cost of water slide. And then once you have your variables, use the numbers given to set up that equation. Again, you have 6 numbers, so you're going to use them all. So for this one, it would be 3W plus 3F equals 1770. And then for the other one, 2W plus 3F equals 1551. And then you could solve by graphing, substitution, elimination. Elimination would probably work best because you have common coefficients. Okay. On the word problems page, are there any others we want to see set up? I'm not going to solve them. Is that what you were saying?
I was going to say 23.
I can set up both of them, just not solving them. So for 23, plate costs $5. For general admission, $350 with a student ID. There were 400 tickets sold for a total of $1580. We need to know how many tickets, general and student. So not 6 numbers. So all of the numbers will get used, but some of the equations will not have numbers. Variables, I'm going to call this G and S. For general admission tickets, number of and number of student tickets. If you're not sure where to start, find the total or totals. Here, 400 is the total amount of tickets sold. You have the money amount. So those are going to be the two things being equal. If you're given other numbers, those numbers need to go with the same thing. So if these are money, they need to go with the thing that's money related. So the 5 and the 350 will go in this equation. Because we're looking for total, we're going to be adding them together. And we don't know the number of each, so we're multiplying those variables together. What would I put for the equation of 400? And then you could solve by graphing, by substitution, by elimination. Okay. Really quickly, I'm going to set up 25, not solve it. All of this math is important. Because we're looking for Jasmine and Joshua's numbers, your variables would just be that. Jasmine's number, Joshua's number, so I'm going to call that like A and H. And then I would just take what it says and put that into an equation. 5 times Jasmine's number minus 3 times Josh's number is equal to negative 16. And then 4 times Jasmine's number plus 5 times Josh's number is equal to negative 31. It just really took math and put it into words, is all. Do we have any other last minute questions? Go ahead and clear off your desks. Put your cell phones in a calculator pocket. Grab a calculator if you didn't already.